Hello and welcome to today's Faithcast. Today we're in the New Testament letter to the Colossians. It's St. Paul writing to a church that he's established, teaching them and telling them the good news about Jesus, about who he is and what he does and what effect that has on our lives. And he explains the gospel, the good news to them. So here in the beginning of the letter to the Colossians, near the beginning, it's chapter 1, verses 12 to 13, is really a summation of what that good news is. Let's read it and then have a look at it. He has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. Let's unpack that a bit. The he, to begin with, of course, is God our Father. This is Paul talking about who God is and what God has done. What has he done? He has rescued us from the dominion of darkness. Well, so there's a rescue plan of some kind afoot. What's the dominion of darkness? It's this world in which we live that can be rather overbearing, cruel, unkind, selfish. It can be that kind of a world at times, can't it? There's that side to our nature that can lead it to be so. You may know someone who is like that. He's rather cruel, unkind and selfish. You may have read about people like that. You've seen people in history. We all know that at times we all have a tendency sometimes to be a bit like that, or a version of that. Not all the time. We're not all bad people all the time. There's good and bad in all of us to some extent. But there is this sense that we have to battle our way and fight our way through the world in order to survive. The kingdom of darkness, he calls it. And he, God our Father, has rescued us from that. He has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves. So Jesus being the Son he loves, who he sent to us, he talks about that in a moment. He sent Jesus to us to bring a different type of kingdom to bear, a different way of life, a different way of understanding and seeing life. A way that says, even though we're living in the midst of all of this pain and heartache which can happen around us, we can survive it if we live the way of love. The kingdom of love, he calls it. And living that way means loving your neighbour, not hating them, caring for those around you who are less fortunate than you are, being taken care of by people and taking care of other people. It's a unity, a togetherness in life. And this is what Paul is saying that the one he loves, his Son, does. Because in that Son we have these two things, redemption and forgiveness. Redemption means to be bought back, not brought back, but bought back, paid for and redeemed. That's what a redeemer would do. We read a few weeks ago, was it, about Ruth, the story of Ruth and the kinsman redeemer, somebody who would buy back those who were lost and estranged in society way back in time. They would pay for them to be brought back into their household and give them a new life. This is what Jesus does. He pays for us to come back into a relationship with God. He doesn't pay with money, he pays with his life on the cross. So we are redeemed, we are bought back into this new relationship with God through Jesus, his Son, and the forgiveness of sins. As we are bought back, God looks at us and says, whatever you may have said or thought or done that's wrong in the past, you are forgiven. In fact, every day of your life, whatever you may say, do or think that is wrong, you are forgiven. You are forgiven every day, endlessly, forever. That's how much I love you and want you to be part of this kingdom of mine. Listen to my Son, he says, and he will explain it to you. So we listen to Jesus the Son, and in doing so, we see God the Father. We are redeemed, bought back, and we are forgiven of any wrongdoing, which gives us a fresh start each and every day. What a wonderful gift that is. have a good day and ruminate on that if you may. Bye for now.